Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to the video. This is Troy here. Today is 11/26 of 13. And I was watching the news today, our local Fox news channel, and there was two different stories that were very sad, but also very much pissed me off to no end, and should piss a lot of people off that are gun owners. And in two different instances, in a short period of time, a family member for two different families was killed by negligence with a firearm, not properly stored away. And another instance was somebody who evidently wasn't trained properly. So let's go over the first one. This happened in Lakeland, Florida, which is near, also says Polk County too as well. Detectives in Polk County are investigating the death of a 2-year-old child who they say was shot and killed. It happened Monday night around 8:30, according to the media release in the sheriff's office. Investigators say the toddler followed his mom, 29-year-old Cheryl Neely, out to her truck where she had a loaded gun. And then it goes on to say what happened after this is not clear. Neely told detectives that at one point she was facing away from the truck and heard a gunshot and saw her son fall to the ground behind her, and the sheriff's office said. The toddler was taken to Lakeland Regional Medical Center. He did not survive the injuries. And then it talks about an autopsy pending. And this is just a short story. They actually expanded more on the news later this evening, saying that the woman did go out to her car. She carried a gun. It was a loaded gun in her trunk. Her 2-year-old followed her out to the car. She was getting or moving, taking things out of the trunk, or moving things around the trunk, moved the gun, wasn't paying any attention to the 2-year-old child. She turned away or either walked away for a second, away from the trunk, leaving the 2-year-old by the trunk. The 2-year-old reaches into the trunk, grabs the gun, pulls the trigger, kills himself. And what really gets me is that is just so preventable, and it makes gun owners look so bad. And it's just so sad that you have to, a young life has to be lost for stupidity, and so close to the holidays and all that, and this mother should be charged with some type of crime, negligence or something like that, because it's just absolutely ridiculous. Now let me go to another story that's not as similar, but still a family member was killed. Okay, and here's another one that instance that this could have been prevented just by asking who's at the door. Police woman mistakenly shoots and kills daughter. And this happened in Winter Haven, Florida. Police in Winter Haven say a woman actually fired through her front door at what she thought was her boyfriend, but it turned out to be her own daughter. Dell Bling, 52, faces second-degree murder charges in the death of her daughter Ruby. Investigators say it all started with an argument between Adele and her boyfriend James Lane earlier Monday. According to police, the elder Bing hit Lane over the head with a gun during an argument. Lane went to a hospital to be treated. So this woman had an argument with the boyfriend. She pistol whips him, hits him in the head. He goes to the hospital to get treatment. But there was a knock on the door at 8:45 p.m. and she thought it was her boyfriend returning home. So she arms herself with a baseball bat and a gun, police say. As she opened the door, she actually fired a shot. It was not Lane at the door, but the woman's daughter, Ruby, who was 25 years old, who was holding her 4-month-old daughter, which is this woman's granddaughter. She was hit in the chest and died at the scene. And it goes on to say other things. So, basically this woman, and also they haven't updated this story on the website, but later this evening in the news, what they said was there was no accidental shooting. She thought it was the boyfriend coming back and thought, so she arms herself with a gun and a baseball bat. And she opened up the door a little bit and just fired the gun without saying, who is it? And all she had to do was say, who is it? And her daughter would say, it's Ruby. Well, now Ruby's dead. Her daughter and she's being charged with second-degree murder, and also her granddaughter no longer has her mother, and she, of course, doesn't have her daughter anymore. So that's just two incidents happening in the same day or the same evening that people with guns do not think about safety, or are not being safe, or are not trained and shouldn't have these guns, and it just makes the gun community look bad, but also it's just a sad thing all the way around that people are dying needlessly because people are not safe with their guns. It's a very simple thing. The woman just should have said, "Who is it?" And it was said, "It's Ruby." She could open up the door. That's it. Everybody's alive for the holidays. Same thing with the other story. If the 2-year-old's coming out and you're moving the gun around, at least put the gun in your pocket, or unload it, or do something. Have a gun lock on it. If you have kids in the house, or in the car that the gun is in, it just pisses me off to no end, especially when there's kids involved, that they get killed by people that are just negligent and shouldn't even have guns. So that's the video. I just wanted to let people know. I know this happens all through through the country, but I just wanted to just get those few stories out there. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.